بسم الله وبالله ومن الله وإلى الله وعلى الله وفي الله ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on the noblest of the prophets, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and all those who follow in righteousness to the day of reckoning. I take this opportunity to welcome you to yet another edition of Ramadan in 10 minutes. Ramadan in 10 minutes. By way of reminding ourselves about fasting and Ramadan before we look at which prophet we want to talk about today. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said that fasting is a shield. Fasting is a protection. That is what I want you and I to take away today. Fasting is a shield. Fasting is a protection. It protects us from all evils. So realize that the previous prophets and so on, whenever they fasted, they became more powerful. And so Allah tells us that He has prescribed fasting for us, as He prescribed it for those before us, so that we may learn self-restraint. So fasting is a shield. Fasting is a protection. Today we want to learn about Prophet SALIH. In our last episode, we spoke about Prophet Hud alayhi salam and the people of Ad. So after the destruction of the people of Ad, the tribe of Thamud succeeded them in terms of power and glory. They also fell to idol worshipping. As their material wealth increased, their virtues, their good deeds decreased, and the evil they did increased. Tyranny and oppression was common amongst the people of Thamud. Then Allah sent Prophet SALIH alayhi salam to them. If you turn to Surah Hud, Quran chapter 11, verse 61, he called his people and said, "O my people, worship Allah. You have no other God but Him." But they refused. Now, if you turn to Quran chapter 11, verse 62, Allah said this was what the people of Thamud told SALIH alayhi salam. They said, "Oh SALIH, you have been amongst us as a figure of good hope, and we wish for you to be our chief. So this new thing which you have brought, that we leave our gods and worship your God alone. Do you now forbid us the worship of what our fathers have worshipped? But we are really in doubt as to that which you are inviting us to." So if you read this verse, Quran chapter 11, verse 62, it means that the people of Thamud knew how trustworthy SALIH alayhi salam was, to the extent that they said, "Oh, we saw you as a person of good hope. We had even wanted to make you our chief, our leader, until you started this." It's just like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was trustworthy even before he was made a prophet. So when he gathered the people and asked them, "If I told you there is an army marshalling behind this mountain to attack you. Will you believe me? They said, yes, you are Al-Amin. You have already spoken the truth, so we'll believe you. Then he said, then in that vein, believe me as a prophet, as a messenger of Allah. They said, no, as for this, no, we can't do that. So it's the same thing with Prophet Salih. They said, we saw you as good hope. We had wanted to make you our leader until you brought this. So they told Salih that there is only one condition under which we will believe you. If you want us to believe you, then have you seen the rock over there? We want you to command the rock so that a unique she camel that is 10 months old will come out of that rock. Then Prophet Salih asked them, are you sure when this is done, you are going to believe? They said, yes. As soon as you do it, we are going to believe. And if you don't believe it, then the wrath of the God that you are inviting us to can come on us. So Prophet Salih prayed to Allah to grant them their wish. And before their very eyes, they saw the 10-month-old pregnant she camel come out of that rock. And even in another rendition, it came out with its offspring. But you know what happened? When this she camel came, the food it was eating and the water it was drinking, their other animals could not get in it. If that she camel drank water today, it will finish all the water, and then it will produce enough milk that will be sufficient to cater for everyone. Then they started plotting. We need to kill this she camel. So if you turn to Quran chapter 15, verse 80 to 81, the story is there. If you turn to Quran chapter 17, verse 59, the story is there. They went ahead and killed the she camel. But prior to that, Salih had warned them that if they dare do that, then the wrath of Allah was going to be upon them. They killed the she camel. And if you turn to Surah An-Naml, Quran chapter 27, verse 45 to 53, they started mocking Salih. We have killed the she camel. If you say God is going to punish us, let the punishment come upon us. Then he said, oh, enjoy life for just 3 days. And say, but 3 days is too long a period. If indeed your God can punish us for killing the she camel, let that punishment come now and now. Don't wait for 3 days. Then Prophet Salih and his followers, those who had believed when they saw the she camel come out of the rock, they left that community to another community. Then after 3 days, after the warning, when the people had not repented, then thunderbolts filled the air, followed by severe earthquake that destroyed the entire community. The people of Thamud were completely wiped out. And Prophet Salih and his followers were saved. Fellow believers, what lesson do we learn from this? Allah is the Almighty, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, the omniscient. Whatever he desires to do, he will do it. Just as he allowed the pregnant she camel to come out of a rock so that it will confirm the prophethood of Prophet Salih. And if we go wayward, let us seek repentance instead of being arrogant and proud and mocking those who are talking to us like the people of Thamud did. Even when they were told 3 days time, they say, oh, 3 days is too long a period. Sometimes you do something And someone say, you wait and say, oh, why should I wait and see? Do it now and now if you can do anything. But we are inviting our own distraction. If the people had obeyed SALIH after they themselves had demanded for a miracle before believing in him, what happened to them wouldn't have happened to them. May Allah save us from this way and grant us a good end. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.